Hi YouTube, this is a quick video about how to reset and correct a warning system fault in a Nissan Qashqai. What this actually is a issue with your exhaust pressure sensor, but the car doesn't tell you that. What you'll find with a fault like this is pretty much all your alarms and sensors seem to be active. So if you confirm the error by putting a fairly inexpensive fault reader, it should come up with exhaust pressure circuit A, as you can see there. Now, to start correcting this fault, you need to remove this insulation cover, as you can see here, which literally just pulls off. There's no bolts or anything, and you'll see your pressure sensor just there in the center of the image. The sensor unclips, and the blue device there, if you pull it out and have a look at the end, there's a few retaining clips there. You can inspect to see if there's any damage or wear and tear. As you can see here, I'm in the process of removing the old one, and you can see that there's quite a lot of soot and burnt material. So the first thing to do is to replace that and then see if that rectifies your problem. Now, if you're lucky, this would have solved your problem, but in my case I wasn't. So a little tip that a mechanic gave me is that if you get a fairly thick brake wire, so not one for a bicycle, but maybe for a car or a clutch wire, you can put it down the tube and clear it out. The issue I had with this is that you can only get it down about 10 centimeters. There's quite a lot of curves. I unfortunately put a drill on mine, gave it a spin, and it broke off inside, which basically meant I had huge issues and I had to remove the whole pipe. I've been told since this only really works for the first 10 centimeters. Anything further than that, it will not be successful. Now, once you reset the codes, everything seems to be in order, but after a small 5-minute run, you'll find the warning codes come back up again. And seeing as I've got a brake cable in the centre of my tube, this has to be replaced. Now, it would seem that this is quite an easy fix. It's simply one nut that goes into the exhaust bay, but it's very fiddly, very hard to get to. And as you can see here, you can just about get your fingers on the nut. Now, to get this nut off, you're going to need some open-ended sockets. So I bought some from Amazon here, laser. I didn't actually get on very well with these, although I managed to get them on the nut with an extension bar, and I managed to get some leverage. As soon as it turned, it felt like it was going to round the nut off, which was really frustrating. Now, the last thing I wanted in the centre of my engine was a rounded off nut, so the only way forward really at this point is to cut the tube, the pressure differential tube, and use a normal socket on it. I wasn't overly confident with doing this because of the ramifications if it goes wrong, or if I twist it off in the engine. So I did actually on this occasion take it to the garage. Obviously with the fault already diagnosed, and I told them what I planned to do, and that's what they did themselves. It is a very fiddly job, but essentially it's to cut the pressure differential tube, put a normal socket on it, and then obviously put a new one on, but with the open-ended sockets, and replace as you found it. And the problem went away, and as you can see here, I had no more warnings. I was a bit disappointed I didn't manage to do it myself, but if these things go wrong, you'll be looking at a huge bill, which I was happy at this point that I diagnosed and was able to solve the problem. So I've made this video just in case you have a system warning error. It's likely to be an exhaust pressure sensor. As you can see, there's a number of ways to fix it, from replacing the sensor, cleaning the tube, or if you're very unlucky, to replace the tube, which you can give a go yourself, but there's a few things to be wary of there. I think it was about £100 in the end, so it's not a lot of work for the garage, and obviously they have the tools should it go wrong, and in this case was fixed successfully.